And for those of you that are joining for the first time, this is just these are just my thoughts and my opinions. You don't have to subscribe to them. You don't even have to listen. But this is how I vent and get this stuff off my chest. And I'll say that honestly, I feel better. Um, I feel good about how I've entered the social media space. I don't really want to, I don't really want to show my face, but if someone gets some pictures of me and whatever, that'll be okay too. Like, I don't really care either way. Threatening me, death threats, um, I'll say that you need to be totally anonymous with that because I am a petty, petty, petty person. And I will make sure whatever consequences from your state or country that you get for threatening people online, I will make sure that you get them. Because I'm telling you, I can't deal with that. If you disagree with me, respectfully disagree. And you don't even have to put respectfully on there. You can say, bitch, you a fool. Those are just words. But you say, bitch, you a fool, I'm going to off you. Now you have broken the law. And what I see when people are so emotional and so riled up, they'll let those words impact their lives so much so they spend the rest of their lives in prison. I'll tell you, I've done some things that, possibly uh, could get some side eyes from law enforcement. And I'll just be quiet on that. Like, if I got away with it, I'm going to accept that as a win and then not do that thing again. Because I've had some wins in my lifetime, and the stuff that these rappers rapping about, you find out they done lied and they done grew up in the suburbs, and you're like, what? I like artists like Ludacris, and even though I think that he rapped about, actually, I just like his the way that he raps, his cadence. I love that. I love Nas always. I mean, I love. I think Nas and Tupac are the first rap albums that I've ever heard. Um, E40, I love E40. Um, but when you think about entertainment, these movies and this and that, people want to, people watch this stuff, and I'm trying to wrap my brain around what percentage of people watch this stuff and say, "Oh, I want to go do that." But unfortunately, there are some people that feel that way. They want to go do it, and the consequences. If I had all my consequences, y'all, I would be in trouble. I would literally be in trouble. But I would say that is something preserving me. I couldn't tell you what that something is. I personally think it's Jesus Christ, but you might think it's something else. And I am really on this journey of not being deceptive, not disclosing too much, but not being deceptive. If someone asks me a question that I do not want to answer, I will say, I don't want to answer that. Or I will not answer that. And it's simple. when you are interviewing for a job, or you are somewhere where you want to get something out of this deal, and so you're there, you're trying to be as transparent as possible, and then they hit you with a question. And it depends on the questioning and things like that, but I can see through fairly, I can fairly see through when someone is trying to pull personal information out of me. But in the same token, the jobs that I've had in the past, I mean, they just, they pay you, they pay you, you do the job, and you go on about your business. All of this in office talk, you know, I couldn't tell you how these people felt about me, but they smiled and we did our job together. And that's it. I decided that I didn't want to work for anyone. I wanted to make my own way. I wanted to wake up every day and figure out, so this, what will this day bring? Based on all of the different things that I've done to get my phone to ring, get emails in, and things like that. Now I sit back and I let that happen. And if it does not happen, I do not eat. And that's it. And I choose that, even nervously I choose that. Because it's easy to go get, somebody say, okay, you're going to get, let's just say the height. They say you're going to get $30 an hour. You're like, what? 30, 60, 90. But you get on the job, and whatever that 30 out, whatever your job is, if you're a security officer, you just walking around, and you weigh out the pros and cons of that job, and you work that job until you've reached your financial goal. I know people that work jobs, especially an easy old job. They work them jobs for 20, 30 years. And now you can't really necessarily work for the same company for 20, 30 years, but you can work in the same field, of expertise, just with different companies, maybe 5 years here, 10 years here. And that's the difference between our generations. Back in the day, they could just work and do their thing. But now, uh, I think that you need to be flexible. But beyond that, another opinion that I have about the transgendered LGBTQ community, I think leave that alone. Like, I don't even understand why would you have this discussion. Yes, you have a right to change yourself. You can be a promoter, you can promote whatever you want to promote. And that's it. I think that when you give it all this mouth service that the people have been giving it, they're, I don't want to be around transgender. I don't want to be around gay people. This has been something since the beginning of time. And excuse me, I think that this is just like our pastime. I'm gonna mess with you because you white. I'm gonna mess with you because you black. I'm gonna mess with you because you look different than me. You sound different than me. You from somewhere different than me. And when I am sitting there in a whole little uh, conversation with someone, or meeting someone, or passing by listening to conversations, I'm like, well, why aren't they talking about business? Some of them are. Some of them are. We talk about the most mundane, oh God, You can't even imagine. I want us to come together, figure out what we do well together, and go and do it for a profit. Or maybe non-profit, depending on, how I feel. But I mean, I don't care about what you do on your pastime. Are you an honest person? Do you do things honestly? But and this is to say, people lie all the time. People lie every day. You ask somebody to take you somewhere, they get the lying. As soon as they get the lying, no problem. Don't worry about it. And then they try to act concerned. I wish I could do it. No, you don't wish you could do it. Just say no. No, I can't. That's it. You know. People think I'm cold. I guess I'm cold. I don't know. People that love me, they love how I am. They love. Uh, I'm myself. I'm not going to do things that I don't want to do. I'm not going to listen to conversations that I don't want to listen to. I'm not going to grit and bear anything. No. Soon as the conversation or the situation goes a certain way, I am out of there. And respectfully, I'm going to do it nicely. Where are you going? Oh, I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. Oh, why you got to go? Because I just, I want to go be by myself. That's it. And then they get to trying to call you names. Oh, you a lame. And I'm a lame. Just don't run up on me, though. Don't run up on me. Don't do it. And just let me leave. And then I'm probably secretly praying to never see you again. But I love you. But from over here. I love you from over here. Um, and there are a lot of people, beautiful, wonderful people, and they haven't really found their niche. They don't quite know how to they haven't figured out life. Let's just say that. They're just kind of here. They here stressing. The first conversation is all their problems. Now you talking them out or you want solutions? We can sit here and talk about solutions. I don't have no problem with that. I'm not afraid of problems. But when you start mapping out the solution for to the problem, then I can't do that. Oh, well, that's how you solve this thing. Well, I can't because I can't because I can't. Oh, okay. Well, you still gonna have this problem then. And then so now at that point, I want to get out of the situation because I know this person has this problem. They probably brought it on themselves. It's a consequence of some of their actions or whatever. And you're like, okay, I want this person to succeed, but they are not taking the advice. And my advice is clear. You tell me a problem, I'll tell you the answer. Like, okay. It's pretty simple in my mind. But for the other people, they're emotionally attached to this thing, this problem that they have. And um and I don't quite, or I will never feel the way that they feel. But if they want to get out of that situation or if they want to fix this said problem, I do have the step by step thing to get their stuff done. And it's in industries that I don't even know nothing about. You tell me, well, the project manager and this and that, whatever. Listen, honey, it's all about how you uh, carry yourself through life, not just at your job. You have to make up in your mind, first of all, that you are someone. You matter, you know, um, and then You have to understand you're living life. You're breathing just like everyone else. You have ribs and blood and everything, just like everybody else. But the outside looks different. And every single person, except, twins, and even them, they have their own little quirks and little stuff about them that makes them different. And that is actually it. And then you go on, you innovate, you do things to make life better for civilization because you're part of civilization. But what people have done, and this is, this spans back for thousands of years, hundreds, however long man has been here and been making decisions, we've made some messed up decisions. And instead of dealing with those decisions, and fixing those problems, because some of these problems are going to take decades and decades and decades to fix. But what you do is you get the mindset together. Your mindset has to be that you matter. It doesn't matter about the next person. You look in the mirror and you say, you, yourself, and your talents, and whatever it is that you bring to the table, it matters. It matters in this whole big chain of things. Once you get that together and you love it on yourself, you love you. You love that person in the mirror. That's what you have to do, because a lot of people are out here and they are totally insecure in their speech, in their actions, and everything. And it comes out. It comes through their, it's just seeping through their pores, like they're just oozing it out. You're like, wow, and as you begin to love yourself and see this, you really actually kind of feel sorry for these people. You're like, wow, you didn't have shit to say. You could have just left it silent. But you broke out and said this bullshit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you... That's the shit you were thinking about? I'm like, God damn. And when you are dealing in this world, even if you're in a small town, you see the mindset. The difference is some people, they just adapt and, they wind up going very far. And they just wrap themselves in their goals and their dreams and their family and their life. And they genuinely, they're nice people, and they'll smile at you and be, quiet and reserved and just observe life. And then they die. And you may hear some quibs about these people, but I mean, these people, they just live life. And it's not saying, well, you don't care about this particular subject or that particular, you don't care about the ocean, you don't care about the whales, you don't care. Listen, I care about the things that I can impact, me personally. And then after that, like what I could get my employees or people that work with me or work for me, people that could enact more, my vision, because they work for me, but also I'm working on what their vision is and helping that happen. And this is what I can do in my lifetime. And that's it. That is it. And social media, it kind of brings up some good arguments and some things you can sit here and think about. Like, well, if I had $100,000, would I invest this money to go clean up the ocean? Because that's something that really needs to be done. So what, how much would I do? How much would I, you trying to figure that out, and you go and you do that. You do that every year until you die, if that's really what you want to do. And you'll say, oh, well, I'm not really making an impact. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. If you said, okay, every 100,000, I'm gonna take 20,000 and go invest it in clean up the ocean. And I'm not talking about in a company that's going to clean the ocean up. No, I'm talking about your ass out there helping clean up the ocean. You got other people helping you because you paid them. But honey, if that's what you really want to do, if you want to spread the word about Christianity, you could do that. Every 100,000, you could take 20,000, and you start a church, invest in a church, go to a church, whatever you want to do. That's what you could do. People get so caught up in uh, their decisions and like, okay, what did I do? What I did when I was 15, and what I did back then, and how I didn't ruin my life and this and that. You may have ruined the goal, the first goal that you set for yourself. Whatever that goal was. Say you wanted to be a lawyer, and you go to prison, and you whatever. Well, no, you can't be no lawyer now. But you could use money to influence people to help teach you the law, teach you more of the law. You could invest money in other lawyers, and then they'll have your vision because obviously you've invested in them, and they'll have their own vision as well. And you could do that. You could be an advocate. I think some type of advocate or whatever. You'll never be a lawyer. I don't think, unless they done changed it now. I don't know. Say you want to be a doctor, and you go to prison, and you cannot cut people open again. You can't do that now. You'll never get a license as a felon. It depends on the felony. You know what I'm saying. But there are so many other different things that you could do. Say there's people. Listen, there is a YouTube channel that I watch. Actually, a couple of them. The one lady, she don't have no legs. And she done married this guy. He got legs. He, nice looking man. They a nice couple. They have beautiful children. And they just do this is what I'm saying. They just do their life. They just put their life in front of the camera for you to see. And there's people judging and, oh, she ain't got no legs, this and that, whatever. He just with her because it's a fetish. I'm like, oh my God. Even if you did think that, I wouldn't type it nowhere. Because that is fuel for them. That's fuel to keep them going and things like that, and keep I don't even understand negativity. I just don't. Now I will say, to be honest with a person, like your friend is with somebody whooping their ass, and you tell her you gonna get killed. You tell her the truth. This man is gonna wind up killing you if he put his hands on you and you put your hands on him. All of this mess, y'all gonna kill each other. And I am telling you to get out now and move and get away. But if you don't, I'm going to get away. I'm getting away. And I did. Shoot, I had a homegirl. She kicked the guy's butt, and he kicked her butt, and they just kicking each other's ass. I'm like, whoa. And she told me not. She said, don't call the police. I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, ooh. They fighting and glass breaking. I'm like, ooh, Jesus. But that's what she liked. I wish her the best. I want her to come out of that, but I am not going to be the one to get her out of it. I'm not going to be the one to save her because I tried. I tried to get her out of that. I know girls, they talk to their guys crazy. I'm like, ooh, no, no. Because if you just fly off like that, you stupid motherfucker. I'm like, God dang. That's how you talk to somebody you love? So you don't love me, so I know you're gonna treat me bad. No, no, no. Um, I was watching a thing, I guess it happened some years ago, but it was a YouTube thing, a little clip of I wanna say revolt. I wanna say that, but it might not be true. But Candace Owens was there. And I don't agree with Candace Owens, but she's a beautiful woman. And she has her opinions and whatever she want to say. And I don't agree with all of that, but to see all this nappy head hoe, I'm like, oh my goodness. That's what you had. That's yo okay. That's all you had to say. You could not go and give some evidence of your point, and you say, well, her statistics are wrong. This is my statistics. This is where I got my statistics from. Then you guys get into, the companies that conform the statistics. Listen, I would never be in that conversation because for me to sit up here and tell you that they're whatever they be arguing. Oh, no, black folks is doing this and black folks is doing that. Black folks ain't doing this and black folks ain't doing that. Listen, I don't know what black folks is doing. I know that black folks is always on the news. But guess what? White folks is on the news too. And whatever little conspiracy and things that they trying to hide, oh, it's coming to light. And it's coming quicker. Because back in the slavery days and in the Jim Crow days, they controlled everything. But now there are so many checks and balances, and I don't quite think that white supremacy runs it all. I will say that they still run some of it, but I would say it is getting out. If you have uh, like that dashboard camera thing, oh, you straight. But if they don't have no cameras, this is where I say that you probably in trouble. If you don't have, and I'm laughing, but I'm trying to do that to keep from crying, because this is sad that this actually goes on. But if you don't have the dash camera and they don't have no cameras, oh, y'all, you in trouble. You in trouble. You better pray that you got you some good cops, some good people that just out here trying to patrol, and all they do is property stuff. They defending property, and they said in Illinois they ain't doing that no more. You got to defend your own property, but then they giving you laws against that. So you can have all my stuff because I get it again. Just don't kill me. Just don't kill me. And I'm gonna try not to get killed because I'm gonna be doing some killing. But there is no way a person, if you just want some stuff, go ahead, honey. I'll sit back on the couch and what you want the couch too? Okay, no problem. Just don't kill me. Cause if you already are drawn on, like they come in drawn on you and you got to try to obscure and try to get your handgun, that is how you get killed. But the thing is, there's so much technology now, um, that I don't even know why people rob. Like, I don't. I would say that is a risky thing because you looking at a person, you thinking that you got you a mark, right? I know I probably look like a mark, but honey, I'll let you take my stuff though. But if I see what you're doing before you do it, and then I have the drop, honey, I'm dropping you, and I'm gonna deal with and I'm gonna sleep like a baby. Listen, okay, so I'm about to close this because I didn't got wild. Um, let's see what the chat there is. Hey, Joyner Green, what's up? Um, yeah, that's protecting yourself. But when you are just protecting your car, you out here. Listen, take that car because only thing you're gonna do is crash it, leave it somewhere, and then you're gonna be back broke, like looking for another car to steal. I pity for the robbers because they swear up and down they doing it for their family, they doing it for this, and that. That could not be a viable solution. You thought that up? I'm gonna go rob. I'm gonna go get it. Okay. Um, you could go around your neighborhood or like around your area and just buy things and sell it for higher. So if you had $10, I'm telling you, you can get on with $10. You could get on with $10. Straight up. You just need about 15 hours and somewhere to hustle. Now, if you live out in the country, you might be in trouble. You need to get to where there are a lot of people and you need $10 and you can hustle. I don't quite understand how people uh they last, I ain't gonna say they last resort. Sometimes it's their first resort. It's robbing and cheating and stealing. That's stupid. Because the monies that you get from that, you won't have it. I will tell you that you will not have it now. You may not believe me, but you will not have it. And you will lose more than you actually will, wind up getting. You will lose more. So if you done scammed and schemed on $60, you might lose $300-$400. Now you back scamming and scheming. And it's just like a repetitive cycle until you get into something where you could provide either some type of service to somebody or whatever and get paid for it. Because that scamming and scheming ain't what it is. And I ain't talking about hitting no lick. Let's go hit a lick. Oh, please. That doesn't even make sense. But, people, they keep doing it, and then sometimes they 40, 50, 60 years old, have never caught on. Like, oh shit, maybe I should not scam, scheme, lie, cheat, steal, rob, whatever. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But now they about to die. Anyway, I want you guys to take care of yourself and take care of each other. And just, I know y'all probably still gonna have your little quirks and stuff, but think about what I said. Because, honey, I don't want nobody to fail, like failure. I don't want anyone to fail. But failure with life is a good thing. Failure, you fail and you die, in my opinion, that is a very bad thing.